just thought I'd do a quick flip through of where I am with December Daily. I actually was in Arkansas or on a trip to see my daughter for 10 days from November 6th through from December 6th to December 15th. So during that whole time, I didn't do anything. I took some pictures. I tried to do some journaling in Project Life, but I didn't do a lot. So when I got home this week, I had to work, but I was able to catch up. So I was able to catch up by using my foundation pages and kind of using the things that I had. So what I thought I'd do is I just do a flip through of where I am. So right now, if you can see, my album is pretty thick. I'm a little concerned about getting the last 15 days in because I am planning on doing it all the way through the 31st because my kids are going to be here then. So I'm a little concerned. I did add this cute little ribbon with jingle bells on it. Those of you that have watched me in the past know I have a thing for jingle bells. I love them. I'm not sure how I'm going to officially adhere it. I've just got it on a paper clip for right now while I'm messing around. So the beginning of the album hasn't changed too much. The December is still there and my list, and those of you that watched the previous videos saw those. I'm going to move this so that I can set it flat. So for day one, I did 2 flip ups. I had kind of an interesting day one for December just because of some things that happened. And I had purchased a bunch of gingerbread house kits from Amazon so we could all sit down and do these gingerbread houses together, and they arrived and they were all broken. So I kind of wrote that story that, you know, it wasn't exactly the gingerbread house experience that I was hoping for. And this I think is, I'm gonna botch her name, Laura something, and I will put a link in the video, but she had this free Blah Humbug card right at the right time for me, and I used it, and it was perfect. So that was day one. Day two, I just wanted to do a picture of these gnomes that we got. Gnomes seem to be all the rage this year, and that's perfect for me because I have loved gnomes forever. So we purchased 3 new gnomes and put them out, and so I just did that for my day two. Day three, I used this cute little foundation page as kind of a divider, and I put our Christmas card and kind of told the story of taking the Christmas card and all of our ages. Day four is something that actually happened while we were back together for Thanksgiving, but it's one of the things that when we go, it's the Missouri Botanical Gardens, and we go to that light show. For me, we usually go at Thanksgiving when we're at my mom's. That usually is like the beginning of Christmas for us. So I put that story in. I used the transparency and just a Joy Love on vinyl, and there's a whole story about how that vinyl kicked my butt. I printed out on vellum, and it kind of just attaches naturally to the transparency, so I just kind of leave it there. I cut out these pictures. I printed the pictures on some good heavy paper and just backed them. This is actually Premier like photo paper, so that it has kind of a metallic finish. It's not glossy, it's something else, and it turned out really cool with these like lights. Day 5 is another one of the foundation pages, and it has all the different songs of Christmas. And on day 5, Drew actually had a choir concert, so I told that story, and I also told the story of, you know, I had been feeling, and you'll notice day 3 and 4, and even day 2 aren't really stories of the day. They're just kind of Christmas stories, and I'm trying to just kind of get over it. By day 5, I was realizing I wasn't really in a Christmas spirit. And going to that concert and seeing him sing and hearing the Christmas songs. And then also on day 5, you know, we kind of sat down and I got to see the tree decorated with the lights. I kind of told the story of how, you know, I was finally finding the Christmas joy. And that was kind of day 5, was his concert and then sitting with the tree decorated. I finally found kind of my joy. So that's what I told on day 5. Days 6 through 8, I think we had talked about is my daughter's Nutcracker. So I took the transparency from Allie's kit, and I actually used the back of it because the back was silver. This is gold, this is silver, and I wanted the silver more. So because I used all these cute little Nutcracker stickers and the ballet stickers, and they all had kind of silver glitter, so I used that on this. Doesn't really matter that much because you turn the page, you still get the gold. Took the program and put it on these garment pins. I saw this in Tatiana, I think is how she says her name. She had it in one of her flip throughs. If you are not following her, and I'll link to her, totally one of the best December daily sets of videos I've seen, probably ever. So totally recommend going to watch her. And then I told the story of the Nutcracker. So I've got, I already had these holiday memory cards done, a picture of the whole kind of flower cast, told the story of what it was like for me to see my daughter in the last Nutcracker, a picture of her, and the pictures are all dark because they're in a, an auditorium, and I didn't get to go to, normally I get to go to dress rehearsal and take pictures. Obviously I couldn't make it for that. So just kind of told that story, and I tried to lighten up the photos. Because the photos were not great quality, I ended up just doing this pocket, and I filled it with sequins and dance and the number 8. So 6, 7, and 8 are all the dance. I really love how this one turned out. So the letters are kind of hidden behind the sequence when you turn the page. I put the letters on some of that clear acetate that I used before, and I put that in the pocket and then put the sequence behind the acetate. So that kind of creates it's still shaker pockets on this side, but on this side you don't see the letters. I had one kind of good picture that I took of my daughter. I blew that up 6x8. It says the most wonderful time of the year. And then I found this chipboard ballerina, and I'm pretty sure I've had these for 15 years since I started taking ballet. I had 2 of these little tulle bows. I think they were an old Felicity Jane. I put them together on this, and they just looked like her tutu. So I taped those down, and then I used stickles and some Nouveau glitter to make this ballerina kind of shine. And this is on the outside of the page protector. Day 9 is a story of the cat puzzle that we did while I was there. I love puzzles, and so it happens it's my daughter's roommate. So she and I just kind of bonded, and we did puzzles in the downtime. We did this puzzle in the downtime while they still had finals that week and school and work and all this stuff. So I was kind of waiting for my daughter's graduation in her apartment, working, and then not always having stuff to do. So the puzzle was just a perfect way to do that. Day 10 is, if you remember from Allie Edwards' product play, was the 10 things you're loving right now. The other thing I did while I was with my daughter is I got to watch all of the holiday movies that normally you kind of have to fit in around life. Well, I was just sitting and working with no one else around, and I think I watched I watched 7 of these at least just while I was there. So these are like the 10 that I enjoy the most. And this is 2 quotes. I had one of these made already, but love is all around. That's from Love Actually. That beginning scene in the airport, it kills me every time. And then 45 minutes. My favorite scene in White Christmas is in the beginning when, Danny Kaye says he just wants 45 minutes all to himself. I live that. I breathe that. I feel that. And I just journal about the fact that I'm not a music person. A lot of people do all these great stories about music. I'm not a music person. I'm a movie person. So, Christmas movies have always meant more to me than music. Day 11, I got to use that cute hexagon from the product play. And it is that we went to the Crystal Bridges up in Northwest Arkansas. If you live anywhere near Northwest Arkansas, I know Arkansas gets a bad rap, and I lived there for 20 years, and Northwest Arkansas is beautiful, and Crystal Bridges is one of the best modern art museums I have ever been to, and I go to a lot of museums. So if you're in Oklahoma or Missouri or Nebraska or wherever you are, if you have a chance to go to Crystal Bridges. They had a Northern Lights exhibit that was really more of an art installation than Christmas lights. And we went up with one of my best friends. Terry lives up there. And so we went there, and I got to use this kind of hexagon to kind of show that exhibit. I have close-ups of this in my Instagram, so you can really see them. Day 12 is kind of cute because I happened to see this food and drink. And one of the things I always joke about is when I left the South, there are 3 things that I miss. Good Mexican food, good Southern cooking, and drive-thrus. Those are just things we don't have where I live now. So I wrote this journaling about that. And this is a picture of Cracker Barrel. Those of you that don't live in the South and live somewhere that doesn't have a Cracker Barrel, I'm sorry. I miss it. When I go home, we always go. Day 13 is when my parents showed up because my daughter's about to graduate. So day 13 is a picture of all of us together. I had this card and I thought I was going to use it for day 3 because I thought on December 3rd, all of our family was going to be together. And like I said earlier, that whole weekend ended up being not what we expected. So instead, I did it on the 13th, which worked out perfectly. I just kind of journaled about what it was like to have all of us together. And we use this thing called Life 360, which is an app that kind of tracks where everybody is. And my dad opened his app and we were all in the same place. It's kind of the first time that's happened where all of us that are on that Life 360. So that's what I put as number 3. It was kind of cool just to see all of us in the same place to celebrate Katie. So I think you saw a lot of this before. So this is a picture of her on vellum. This was originally just a blank page. This is the photo of the 2 of us. This is her commencement brochure or whatever that is, handout. Her graduation announcement. And then just some pictures that we took of her and her family. And then kind of just some journaling about what it was like to watch her walk across the stage. So day 14 has quite a bit. Day 15, this actually took place on the 14th, but it was kind of the last thing that we did before I left, which is we saw Jumanji. So I used that for day 15. If you haven't seen Jumanji, go see that too. It's great. Day 16, I decided to do wrapping paper. So I used this divider. I originally signed up for the December Daily Kit because of these dividers, because I saw them and I thought, oh, those are so pretty and those are so cool. And yet I was really struggling to use them. So I thought it'd be cool. And I did a half wreath as part of the product play using hexagons. And this is some of our new wrapping paper. I went to look at the wrapping paper and I pulled all the stuff out and somehow all we had was blue and silver. It was it. So I went and bought, red and some snowman and some more traditional color paper. And that's what I ended up putting here on this acetate. And then I took a picture of the wrapping paper. So I don't have, that's day 16, I don't have 17, 18, 19 done. But I did yesterday find a way to use 20. So this was the tree that I had cut out that I love so much. And this picture is a picture, and you can kind of just barely see him, that I took as I was walking down the stairs. My cat, Tom, who has featured heavily on this channel, was sitting right under the tree. So I took a picture of him. I blew it up, put it on that good paper that I used, back on, I think, day 4. And just kind of wrote the story that as I was walking down the stairs, I saw him, and it just seemed like the perfect story for day 20. I finished out this particular tree with the number 20 and some sequins to kind of look like ornaments. So this is where I am. As you can see, my album is getting really chunky. And Jingle Bells. I just love Jingle Bells. But that's where I am right now. I'm hoping maybe to do a couple process videos of, the other days that I'm working on instead of just doing them. I've been working a lot at night, so the lighting is really bad. And in fact, I have no idea how bad the lighting is right now on this video. This is about as bright as it's going to get here. So I'm hoping you guys can see this okay. But I really enjoyed this December Daily. It's a lot different than my last year's December Daily. Last year's was basically all Project Life-based pages, and then I just did them there and printed them out. I went back and looked at it. Not as much of the product and the crafty stuff. Because I did sign up for product play and I did sign up for the the 12-hour December Daily prep class. I kind of got a lot more ideas for the crafty part of it, and that's a lot of fun for me, and I'm really enjoying that. So it's a lot different than last year, but that's okay. It's kind of been enjoyable, and I will say that no matter how you do December Daily, or if you do it, I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're getting more fun out of the season because of it, because that's what it's bringing me, is kind of an appreciation for December and the holidays and family and fun. So thank you for watching. If you liked it, please leave a comment. If you got any ideas out of it, please, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And I will hopefully post a couple of walkthrough or process videos for the next couple pages. Have a great one. Bye-bye.